Hello, everyone. My name is Kağan Depboylu. I'm a research assistant at Aydın University, Faculty of Communication. In this presentation, I will introduce you the biometric data harvesting technique and the tools used when using this technique, which are eye tracking, facial action coding systems, galvanic skin response, and heart rate, and then explain the difference and the importance of remote biometric data harvesting methods. The inclusion of personal computers in daily life has led to the emergence of a new form of interaction called human-computer interaction. The rapid transformation in technology has made the concept of human-computer interaction even more important. Academic studies to understand human behavior with human-computer interaction are generally carried out with traditional data collection tools, such as questionnaires, focus groups, and interviews. However, the inconsistency between the attitudes and behaviors of the participants causes debates about the use of traditional methods in human behavior research. At this point, biometric data tools, which take their source from the real psychological reactions of humans, come to the fore with their reliability. In addition, the fact that many human behaviors occur at the unconsciousness level reveals the importance of biometric methods that can measure the unconscious psycho and physiological reactions of individuals. With these tools, it's possible to detect human behaviors in many areas, such as marketing, media and communication, and human-computer interaction. In Aydın University, we have some technical equipments which give us opportunity to harvesting biometric data, such as Tobii glasses, Tobii eye tracker, shimmer, and oxiometer. We are also supported by Emoti and RealEye, and with their software-based eye tracking systems, we can also reach to participants which are located further destinations almost no cost. AMT Lab team, which includes many members from different disciplines, such as visual communication, public relations, cinema and television, and business administration, has dynamic and innovative structure. And it is carrying out various studies in the fields of user experience, user interface, brand image, and perception, performing arts, sports, and video game studies also. With our equipment and team, we are not just gathering data from our participants, we are harvesting the major experience of them. So what is the actual difference between biometric data gathering and biometric data harvesting? Biometric data harvesting is a technique that covers the process of collecting data consisting of people's psycho and physiological responses to a certain stimulus with biometric tools and obtaining major mixed data as a result of supporting these data with traditional methods such as questionnaires and interviews. The data obtained with biometric data harvesting are converted into numerical and visual outputs by means of various software and enabled to reach meaningful information. With qualitative techniques such as retrospective interviews and focus groups interviews, it is possible to go down to the source of the psycho and physiological responses obtained as a result of biometric data harvesting and to verify and measure the biometric data. Now, let's take a look at the biometric tools that we can use for biometric data harvesting. The first tool which we're going to look at is Galvanic skin response. GSR is used to objectively evaluate people's approaches to a product, situation, or service. GSR is defined as a change in the electrical properties of the skin. The response occurs as an increase in the electrical conductivity of the skin along the palms or soles. In emotional arousal measured by GSR, an increase in skin conductivity from positive to unpleasant emotional value is observed. It shows us skin conductivity change systematically in varying emotional arousal such as calm and excited. Another biometric harvesting tool that we can use is eye tracking systems. Eye movements are largely reflex-based as a reflection of cognitive activity, and eye tracking is a scientific method used to track the eye movements of people in certain time interval and between certain points. These methods, which have been used since 1960s, have started to be preferred frequently in multidisciplinary fields in the past 2 decades. The significant relationship between an individual's interest in a particular stimulus and eye movements is the main reason for the increase in multidisciplinary studies on eye tracking. There are different equipment and software are used in order to detect eye movements and interpret the obtained data correctly. Eye tracking data can be obtained remotely through physical hardware such as Tobii Eye Tracker, SMI eye tracking glasses, and iLink 1000 Plus, or software developed by companies such as Emoti AI and iMotions. Fixation or short and rapid movements of the eye at a certain point for a while is one of the important findings obtained in eye follow-up studies. When eyes are stopped scanning the screen or the scene and fixed to any point, our visual system can take detailed information about what we are looking at. With eye tracking tools, we can obtain information about these fixations and we can make interpretations about them. Shorter movements between points is another variable that should be interpreted within the scope of eye tracking studies, and it's called saccades. In this type of eye movement, the eye pauses at certain points between 40 and 50 milliseconds. Eye tracking devices are produced to detect and show where individuals are looking. Eye tracking technique can be hardware like screen-based eye tracking device or glasses. Also, there are some softwares which there is no need for any technical equipment except an affordable basic webcam. By using eye trackers, we can obtain 3 types of output from the user's gaze experience. These are gaze plots, gaze repetitions, and heat maps. You can see here what is gaze plot and heat map looks like. On the left side, we can see a basic gaze plot example that shows us which point the user looks at, and it also gives us the sorting of the fixation points. On the right side, there is a heat map which shows us people mostly looked at. Mostly looked areas of the web page are marked with red, and less viewed areas are marked with green. There is one handicap of heat maps that I have to address. The minimum number of the participants of heat map studies must be over 39. Otherwise, the data we'll be gathering from these studies is not going to be reliable. Obtained from eye tracking analysis, basic data on fixation of the eye and short and rapid movements in the eye are insufficient to explain why the person concentrates on certain points on the image. For this reason, more precise results can be reached regarding the user experience in line with the mood change and heart rate data collected from the participants through GSR and facial action coding system techniques. Heart rate measurement is one of the pioneering techniques used in biometric data studies. The measurement of heartbeat with biometric data collection tool is based on 2 basic principles. The first of these is the recording and analysis of the sounds that occur during the beating of the heart. And second is the measurement of the electric signals that occur in each beat, which called ECG. Although heart rate measurement is one of the most frequently used methods in studies using psycho and physiological methods, it's not sufficient on its own to accurately measure user experience. Now let's take a look at remote biometric data harvesting and what is different about it. The only difference that separates the remote biometric data harvesting from biometric data harvesting is that data collection is done remotely. To put it simply, the participant enters the system offered by the software via the link he receives and provides data anywhere via the internet and the computer with a camera. Remote biometric data harvesting enables multinational studies to be carried out faster and with less cost. And it also allows participants to participate in the experimental study through the natural environment. Also reduces the impact of environmental factors such as experimental environment that may affect the research results. In this context, facial action coding systems stand out as a software technique evaluated within the scope of remote biometric data harvesting. Facial expression is one of the most powerful and universal means of communicating one's intention and emotional state. Facial muscles, which are the least obedient to the will, can sometimes alone give a light and temporary feeling. It is possible to measure emotions through facial expressions with biometric data tools. Due to the complexity and variability of facial expressions, it is difficult to recognize facial expressions with high accuracy. The facial action coding system is a system that uses the anatomical components of the face to measure and classify human emotions with changes in facial expressions. This system records facial expressions via webcam and uses fully automatic computer algorithms while doing this. With facial expression analysis, it is possible to measure emotional arousal regarding any product, service, or content. Performing facial action coding system with a webcam allows research to be conducted remotely. It is important for the participant to participate in the research and in his own comfort zone in order to carry out the study in a healthy way, since devices such as MRI used in emotion research are not portable, it eliminates the problem of accessing the participant. With facial action coding system, 7 basic emotional states can be measured. These are anger, sadness, disgust, contempt, fear, happiness, and surprise. These emotional states express the reactions of individuals participating in research to stimuli and are universally valid. Brain imaging techniques like EEG and fMRI and biometric techniques such as eye tracking and facial coding are described as neuromarketing techniques and are covered in this narrow scope. Biometric data harvesting techniques should not be perceived as being used only within the scope of marketing and consumer behavior. The use of these techniques in interdisciplinary studies has increased recently. Biometric methods are used in user experience, logo and packaging design, communication and media technologies, advertising, e-sports performance, website usability, and many other fields. Cross-cultural experimental academic studies can be carried out in a faster time and less cost with biometric data harvesting. In addition, in case of extraordinary situations such as pandemic, it can be prevented that the field performance of the research is negatively affected. The number of software companies that offer biometric techniques remotely is expected to increase. In addition, it is estimated that reliable and valid experimental studies conducted within the scope of human behavior will increase. And as a result of the support of these companies to researchers. In this context, we recommend to use remote biometric data harvesting technique in human-computer interaction and human behavior studies that are planned to be conducted in cross-cultural. The same recommendation is valid for studies can be carried out within national borders. It seems possible and recommended to increase the sample volumes by reaching a large number of participants with the remote biometric harvesting technique. You can see more details in full text about our study in further days. Thank you for taking time and listening.